In this video, we will learn about pollination. The transfer of pollen grains, that are the male gametes, from the anther to the stigma of the pistil is known as pollination. This is the first step in the process of seed formation. Now, pollination takes place with the help of some external agents such as wind, water, insects, birds, or animals. These external agents are called agents of pollination. The pollination may be of two types. First, self-pollination. In this process, pollen lands on the stigma of the same flower or of the different flower of the same plant. Now, we can see that this is the case of same flower, and this is the case of two different flowers in the same plant. So both of them can be considered as the self pollination. Then the case may arise where pollen lands on the stigma of a flower borne on a different plants of the same kind, and this is known as cross pollination. So we can see that two different plants are involved. So this is case of cross pollination. Then we will see the agents of pollination. Now, pollination by insects. Insects like honeybees, wasps, moths, and butterflies visit flowers for nectar. While collecting nectar, some pollen grains stick to the body of the insects. When these insects visit another flower, the pollen grains are brushed off, some of which fall on the stigma. Sweet pea, orchids, salvia, sunflower, etc. are examples of flowers pollinated by insects. So we can see that here the pollen grains stick to the body of the insect, and when it will fly to a different flower, then it will be transferred to the stigma of that flower. Now, pollination by animals. Some birds and small animals also pollinate flowers, but pollinated flowers are bright red, yellow, or orange in color to attract the birds. Now, sunbirds and hummingbirds are two large group of birds which pollinate flowers. Now, pollination by wind. Flowers of wheat, rice, maize, and rye and grass are pollinated by wind. Wind pollinated flowers have following features. Now, what are the features? They are usually white in color. They do not produce nectar. They produce small and light pollen grains in large quantity to be carried away by wind. So, these are light, and many of the pollen grains may be wasted while flying, so they need to be produced in large quantity. So we can say these are the pollen grains in case of maize. Now, pollination by water. The examples of water pollinated plants are seagrass, hydrilla, and vallisneria. Many flowers release their pollen grains in water. They are passively carried to female flowers by water currents or for pollination. So these are the male flowers, and this is the female flower. Now the male flowers will transfer the pollens to the female one. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.